Hey guys, and welcome to my unboxing of a Starcadia quest by Command. Now, I don't have the game with me right here to show you, but that's because it's right over there. You can kind of see behind my shoulder on my game shelf. I'll be reading the rulebook here shortly, and then doing a review of it. I know my kids are super excited to play with it, and I'm excited to play with them. It looks like a fun game. That's why I backed it. First, though, is Shield, and I'm very far behind on a Limbo Eternal review, which I will be filming next, that'll be the next video I film after Friday's big Kickstarter video. So Friday will be the Kickstarter video for the next month, and then I'll be doing a Limbo Eternal War review. I also got to do that review for Reichbusters. I got to do a review for Sheol. I got to review for this. I have a lot on my plate now, and so I'm just trying to get these unboxings done and out there because I think it'd be silly to have a review before an unboxing, and an unboxing is typically something that could maybe get postponed indefinitely, and I didn't want that either. So another unboxing for you. This is for a chibi style miniature game, but they're really good. I'll be talking to you at the end of the video for that. Also, this is in 1080p instead of 4K. My apologies. The next time I do one, I will have the correct camera settings and the correct camera setup with a brand new desk that I'm working on so that it'll be a good video quality instead of this webcam video quality, and it'll all be in glorious 4K so you can see my ugly mug in high definition. Anyway, guys, that's it for now. Let's go ahead and get into the unboxing. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the past when I filmed that, but then in the future for the miniature round table. So who knows where I'm coming from time-wise, but I'll be there. Alright guys, today we are unboxing Starcadia Quest. Finally, months and months late, but it's finally here. I'm excited. I'm excited to play with my kids and my family, and I'm excited to paint some chibi minis. I haven't done that in quite some time, and it's always a lot of fun. Yes, my razor blade's still missing. Don't blame me. I guess that's all I can say. We are going to get this, though. We're going to get through it. We're going to look at it and see all that there is to be seen, and go on from there. So, right off the bat, it looks like it's packaged quite well. They always have some really good card stock, by the way, and it looks like they did a nice job here, kind of keeping the corners here. This is not quite an all-in pledge. I did not back the super expensive $12 for 2 minis packs or whatever the heck that was, and I didn't get the Pets version, the Robo expansion or whatever, but I got everything else, so should be good enough. There's plenty of game here, probably more than I'll ever play anyway, right? And I'm trying to be a little bit more realist about it, but I had to get like the Star Wars one and whatnot, so is what it is. All right, so let's see here. We got the main game. Ugh, it's always super heavy. All right. Then we got the Armada expansion, which is nice and skinny by the looks of it. Then we got the Space Marauders. And then we have the Thorne Troopers. And the Aliens one. The Thinith Invasion. Thinith Invasion. You gotta say it like a lisp. Alright, and then an empty box. Let's get into all this. Alright, now let's go ahead and get into it. So, let's see, you got some of the bad guys, some of the good guys. A Space Adventure by Fred Parrott, Eric M. Ling, Gulm. I'm not gonna do it. Thought you go. I know that. I'm not gonna say them right. I may as well not even try. 30 highly detailed plastic miniatures. I think you're calling miniatures, not figurines. Additional game design and development by Leo. So there's like some even more on the back here. Definitely a community project, it seems like. Spaghetti Western Games. Okay, there we go. And it looks like they're already kind of doing a little kind of Star Wars, Star Trek vibe here way long ago in a space station on the Final Frontier-ish. I dig that. I can appreciate that. Alright. And let's go ahead. You know, I'm going to point one thing out here. Couple things. When I see 200 plus tokens, that's actually not a selling point for me. I almost feel like the less tokens, the more I'm excited about it. You know, sometimes they're like 8,000 cards. It's like, I don't want 8,000 cards. Please do not give me 8,000 cards. And then of course, this is a very nice kind of, I don't know, it's just a very nice feel to it. A very good kind of matte look to it. This is not, you know, holographic and of any kind. But it is almost full art, you know, a little, come on, a little spaghetti western. But even then, they like did like this kind of dark purple on it there. And then otherwise, besides the blurb of some names, it's just that, which I do like. It just looks good. And boy, is it colorful. All right, so we got a rule book here. You open rule books just like you do stuffed crust pizza from the back. Rule summary on the back. And an index. CMON is awesome about this. I can't remember the last time I got a CMON game that didn't have an index. They are always doing this, and I love it. It just screams professionalism, right? And I think that's what's missing from a lot of these. When you don't have an index like that, it's like, come on. I love this kind of art style they're putting in here, where it was like sketch. That's actually super cool. I like that a lot. I like the starkness of it too. It's not as stark as something like what Monolith does, where it's like black and white almost. But you gotta have this orangish, reddish headers here that are very obvious. You have these call boxes that pop out because they're so much darker compared to everything else. That I think that looks really good. The bold shows up really well. So they're using color, they're using bold, they're using area boxes and stuff like that. And all of that I think looks really good. So going to the front, you have some lore stuff, and then of course game components. Game components, again, another win. This is CMON's like best stuff, I feel, when they do. Okay, look at this. So you got the color here. So you got this kind of dark, you know, purplish blue. Then you have this orangish red, and then you have this light blue as well. So you have 3 layers here, where it's not just plus the bullet points. So you have kind of the headers that are on a different indentation. Then you have the bullet points, and then you have the non-bullet points. So there's symbology, there's indentation and white space, there's color. All of that just makes it read so good. Then you get the game components, and it's by image and with a number. So I know when you say shuttles, you mean these 4 things, because I wouldn't see these and instantly think, oh, those are the shuttles. Make sure I am, there you go, a little bit better focused for you. Or game tiles, or crew dashboards, or whatever it might be. Monster cards versus event cards. I really like a component list that has the name and the count and the image, and you're checking all 3 boxes here. So props on that. That's very, very nice. And you're not like repeating 4 of these. You're just saying, hey, you get 4 of this. And so you can almost see the unique sculpts here, right? So there's 1, 2, 3, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 unique sculpts here. 10 dice, custom dice. So take that, Zombicide. You got a campaign, game overview. Again, love this art. I love this different style, different poses. They're doing different things. I think that's awesome. Good call-outs here by the looks of it. I realize I'm taking forever just on the rulebook. You're the one that clicked on the video. You get to see kind of a typical, well, they say typical layout. I typically never follow those. Just don't seem practical to me, but they look nice. Yeah, a lot of different examples and stuff like this. This looks very well done. Again, I'll read it and I'll let you know my review, obviously, about it. But yeah, this is nice. Looks good. Happy with it. This is actually more reading than I thought. I wasn't aware it was going to be this advanced. Hopefully it's plays well enough and streamlined enough, because this is 30 pages, like full pages. There's not a lot of, messing around in this. All right, get off the rule book. There's one component down. Move this back up. Get out of the camera frame. What are you doing? All right. And here, look at that. A baggie, a resealable baggie. I dig that because that means I can reuse it if need be. I don't know if I actually need to keep these together like this. Looks like the important part here is the campaign sheets. Looks like you get plenty of them, by the way, so that's good. Like eagles, pandas, foxes, and lions, perhaps. I kind of dig that. And then again, you get a whole bunch. Awesome, love it. Glad we get a whole bunch, like 5 or something weird like that. Okay, so there's that. Very obvious based off the color and the symbol, what they all are. They are quite large, so hopefully that's not too big of an issue. But that being said, if you're playing on a coffee table, you might struggle a little bit. And then the bad guys. And then on the back, oh, look at the back. I love it. Nice. On the heroes, you get the heroes. Then on the bad guys, you get the bad guys. That's great. I like that a lot, actually. Come on. In you go. In you go. Come on. All right. Success. Now, as a reminder, at the very end of the video, I'll be showing all the miniatures in great detail, super up close, and some really good lighting. All that jazz. All right, we got token items, and oh, this is nice and thick. I'm gonna like that. First things first. Token items. Now, I am normally a guy that wants cards. If they're at all, they're going to be advanced. Just because with tokens, you tend not to be able to put a lot of information, so you rely more on like symbology. But it can also work, and I've seen it work before, so we'll see if it works again. Okay, so right off the bat, this feels very retail, if that makes any sense. It just, very bendy. It's just kind of like really, I guess, cheaper kind of cardboard. You can kind of squish it, right? I could probably bend it by hand. Do you see that? And in fact, if I just keep bending it, you're going to see all of it separate. This is cheap. This is retail. And I don't mean, maybe I sound a bit elitist. If you've had Conan or Batman or Claustrophobia or any Monolith game, you know what quality cardboard is, where it almost feels like wood. This is not that. This is cheap, right? This is like a joke. If this got wet, it would turn into mush. You could probably flush this down a toilet. I bet this is flushable tiles. Maybe they should sell it like that. I mean, it's fine enough, and it's got this linen finish on it, which is kind of nice. But I mean, hold on. As you can see the layers. Like I can almost stick this in there. I could do that right now and ruin this. If you're gonna pick this up and your fingernail snags it, it's just some of the most disappointing cardboard I've touched in a while from any of the games I've backed on Kickstarter. This is a fail when it comes to component quality. This is garbage. That being said, they do punch out quite well. They don't have a lot of tags, which is good. That's about all I could say. The color on them is good. The art on them is good. I'm joking, guys. I was a little concerned when I saw that the lettering here. Oh, let me refocus a little bit for you guys. There you go. That the lettering here is the same color as the background, but I can read it fine. The darker colors would be the kind of the worst, and the fact that I think this is not quite as readable as something like this. It's still readable, but I'm not trying to look at it from across the table quite yet either. Same with like the symbol here. It should be all right. And it looks like this stuff here, I don't know if that is a unique identifier or just kind of funsy stuff. I think it's a unique identifier. This, however, you can read better, and that's what I almost wish this was the same, and same with the symbol here. Like, I would rather have practicality over theme when it comes to playing these. I don't want to hurt my eyes or strain them or read something wrong or assume something wrong. That being said, it looks like, see here, there is a little bit of wording here where they'll describe what this does, which is super helpful. Again, a lot of times with tile games, you'll end up not having any words,
and you'll just have to kind of look up what each item does or something like that. I'm talking like that because I was just playing Reichbusters, and they have token icons or token items with 0 words, and they're like this big, and you have to go look up what it is you got each time and what the heck it does. Anyway, there's a lot of those. Here's those shuttles or whatever the heck they are. We got a whole bunch of other tokens here, some health tokens and whatnot, and then some more items on the back. And speaking of on the back, it looks like you get a red shirt. See, there's your Star Trek for you there. Iron Fist. Is this the... Oh, jeez, come on now. Get back in there. Kitty Primed. Let's see if Kitty Primed is a thing. Kitty Primed, yes. So, this says what it is on the back as well. I don't know why these are colored on the back also, but whatever. Okay. It is so odd, though, to come from that cheap cardboard to this beautiful, thick, lovely plastic. I wish it wasn't clear. I guess I'm fine with the lid being clear, but one thing that's awesome, again props. Look at all this. You know what? All this is empty because it's for storage. It's for when. Come on, move out of the way. When I punch all of these out, I get to put them somewhere. Again, I just got done with Reichbusters, and there's nothing like this at all. It's all just in the box loose, and they give you nothing. And because I don't know, they were just thinking about their shipping, not our storage. This is great. I love seeing this. This is going to be a positive in the review. I can tell you right now. This is fantastic. Really, really like seeing that. And again, just the quality is fantastic. All right, here's your tiles. Take a look at some tiles. Take a look at some art. They are the same terrible cardboard quality. Well, I guess I should explain what I meant by retail, because I say it like a negative thing, and I mean it like a negative thing. Because really what I'm saying when I say retail is mass market, non-premium, right? So there's I just spent $300 on a board game on Kickstarter to pre-order the special edition where it comes with all the fancy upgrades and is really nice. And then there's I just bought this for $35 on sale because they're trying to move stock. And this is the $35 sale because they're trying to move stock. Come on now, this is ridiculous. How do I struggle so much? Yeah, this is not good cardboard. Like, at all. Not even close to good cardboard. Okay, so here's that. Let's see if they're bent at all or warped. This is also going to be prone to warping just because moisture can really kind of soak this up and bend it. As you can see, it is bent a little bit. That's what this right here is. This has been this way. This has been that way a little bit. Not a whole lot. I'll see how it continues. Again, I just opened it. Sometimes letting it sit out. So after a few play sessions, they tend to wobble a bit more. You'll see a line here. And again, this is just because it's super, super easy. In fact, I guarantee you can mark it with a fingernail quite easily. That's going to bother me now. But there you go. I do these things for you guys. This is going to look like this more and more as people pick up miniatures in the corner of the rim of the base, kind of hits it and stuff like that. All right, let's put the lid back on and move this somewhere else. Next up, cards. Hopefully the cards are a little bit nicer. I'm not going to open these up, but they are the hard rim, not rubber. And we're going to take the dice out. So let's look at dice first. Okay, so right off the bat, they are black and very scuffed up. Which, you know, just tends to happen, but I mean, they're not very black because of all the scuffs. I mean, there's dings in here, scratches galore. They are very curved here, so they'll roll really nice. This is painted in here, and it looks fairly decent. So you'll notice a little bit on the sides are a little uneven, and you'll notice there's like a kind of a little bit of an increase here. but the black and white is very stark, and otherwise the lines tend to be good. I don't see anything very, very bad. A little bit of black showing through on this one. This one looks good and solid. These look good. Overall, I'm actually quite happy with these. These are pretty nice. I'd like them a little bit less scuffed up. I mean, they are really dinged up. There's like big ol', like you can almost feel the texture on some of these kind of dings on them. This is, it looks like I got dice that have been rolled for 3 years straight. They're just not clean looking at all. I can see some more. This is not a very good. There's some big divots of paint missing out of this one compared to like how smooth this is, right? I mean, it's just a big difference there. But overall, I'm happy with them. They look nice. I will let you know in my review if I'm still happy with them. Perhaps I'll be very upset with them because they will not be rolling in my favor. Oh, come on. Please, just work with me. There we go. It's not going to close. Come on. Wow, really? There we go. Okay, so we got cards, 2 different sizes. We got these big long ones. They will bend the most just because, unless they're a different thickness. If they're the same thickness, it's because they're bigger, so there's more room to bend. So it's always good to kind of check the worst of the bunch and then just assume the rest are better, right? Okay, so right off the bat, they are bent, right? You can see that pretty easily, but just to kind of prove the point, they are very bent. Hopefully they flatten out a little bit. Because as it is right now, it's quite bendy. Nice and smooth, I suppose. However, that gloss will show up any dings and scratches a lot. And so these aren't going to always look the cleanest. On the back, you got full art, which looks nice. And it kind of tells you what each thing is, which is also nice. And the reason they're bending is because, well, they are very, very bendy. Why is that doing there? That means hopefully maybe I just need to bridge it, huh? Is that what we need to do? I'm not doing that. That would hurt me. Anyway, there's those. Quite bendy, but I don't think you're really doing a whole lot with them. Hopefully not. If you're shuffling them and doing all that, then that's a problem. Again, the color on them is very good. You can read them very easily. All that's pretty well done. Got another cards here. Not a lot of cards. We're actually pretty light on cards in this game. Again, great coloration here. They're just basic symbols. Here's your kind of your heroes and enemies and whatnot. I like that it's almost full art. It's barely covered. That'll help as a painter to be able to see everything. Here's some of the bad guys, which is great. Again, I like seeing them all. I think it's very nice. And again, the cut's pretty good. You can see a little bit of a ding here on this top card, which, I mean, again, it's the top one, that's why it's like that, but it tells me that over time, and these are bent as well, that might show up more and more. So you can see now, again, how this is also kind of in the same boat. Did I just mess that up? I think I did. Maybe not. Whatever. There are the cards. At least there's the home for them, right? At least there's somewhere for them to go. It does not look like it would support sleeved. And the reason I say this is I meant height-wise. I think there's probably enough play in here, depending on your sleeves, but it would be way too high. So, does not support sleeves, but does support a place for the cards. Note this Mythic Games, that they offered a place for me to put cards in. Glue. Nice clean line, right? Looks fairly good. A pretty good cut here. This right here, see how it catches there? Now I'm going to press that down now before I lift this up. What I'm worried is when I pull this up, it's going to hit that and start peeling it back and make it worse. So I'm going to go ahead and try and push that down. And it looks like it's probably glued and will probably stick there. It just wasn't pushed down all the way for whatever reason. I do check that kind of for a reason. The rest of it looks good. It was just right there. I'm happy I noticed that before it became an issue. So when I do this, I'll lift it that way. And sometimes even those corners will get it. But otherwise, that looks pretty good. A little bit too much glue here. Kind of sticking out a little bit, but that's what it is. And here's all the miniatures. This is like for a core box, it seems actually pretty small. As compared to what we're used to getting. Okay, so for whatever reason, when companies put trays in here, they tend not to put lids on. And I get why, because it's mostly not needed, but that is a mostly. If you had a lid with the dimples, they would hold up just fine, and I wouldn't unbox them like this. Part of it's just that really good first impression that you probably want with your customer. Part of it's just me being anal retentive and whatever. Okay, let's go and take a look at these. These look very thick and chunky, and I mean, as you can see, everything is just big and everything is sculptable. This is kind of why the chibis are actually quite good, just because you get a lot of this. So I'm gonna actually zoom in a little bit here. There you go. You guys a nice close-up. You can see the tongue in there. You can see all the teeth are sculptable, and they don't go straight back either. It looks like there's actually ridges inside of his mouth here. You can only barely see that. There you go. You can see those ridges there. He's got the eyeball, the little sculpt in there. He's got his little hair tuft or whatever that is. These lines here are going to show up great with the wash or black lining. Clear fingers out of the gloves here. His holes for his weapon are drilled in, which is nice. He's not holding them even, which is also nice. It just adds a little bit more realism there. Tiny bit of a mold line here, but it's very negligible. This is honestly really good. It's assembled well. Like all the glue's done really well. Like hardly any kind of part where there's an issue on it. Maybe a tiny bit here. And maybe right here's, this is pretty big, right, compared to how small this is. See if the other one's like that too. Yeah, other one's a little bit bigger. Not quite as bad. I can't quite stick my whole thingy in there, or I can stick my whole thingy in this one. But either way, quite actually happy with this. Here's that mold line again. Actually pretty darn good. Not terrible at all. And this, like again, do you hear that? Like great texture all over it. All right, let's look at her. She looks super cool. Here's one thing where they're still a little bit behind a lot of their competitors. I mean, it's becoming pretty common now. Texture the bases. These are still completely untextured. So that's probably one thing they could still improve, I feel. The teeth here are great. The mouth is great. Eye sculpt is good. The texture where the brow is good. The lines on the face, good. Fingers, good. I do like, so see, you can't have this negative space, so this is actually a separate piece here, but it was assembled quite well. So that's good. Her hair looks nice. Love the dreadlocks. The bands on it came out good. Yeah, no, these are cool. All right, we got Squidward when he's upset over here. Again, the teeth are good. Tongue is good. I do not see texture on the side of this mouth. Armor looks good. Fingers look good. Mold lines very, very small. Again, a separate piece here, but it was assembled very, very well. I like the spikes on the back too. Very fine detail here, but it is nice and crisp too. Tail is separate, of course, as well. I like that his base is so small. So he's like popping out of the base pretty much in every direction. Just makes it look kind of nice, I think. So this is cool and all, and I'm glad that these come in one piece, I guess. Good luck painting in here. This is going to be kind of difficult to paint right here. Just paint it black and pray. So you can see the mold line a little bit stronger here. It's right there, and here, and here. But still very good. And again, like, this almost may as well not exist, right? I mean, they are taking up their entire base, which I think is really, really cool. I love these guys. I like just how dumb they are. I like the little drool there. They might have, yeah, there's their pour spout here, the mold line. I'm saying their mold lines might be the worst, but it's, you know, it is what it is. Okay, more tentacle guys here. Love the satchel. Very well detailed. Like that a lot. Like the band. A little bit of a gap here, not too bad. Good texture on this gem thing looking thing there. Yeah, these guys are cool. The heroes, I mean, come on, again, these guys are so freaking cool. I think they did a great job. I'm not big on chibi. These guys, I think they did a great job. Very Eraserhead. I like the texture on the top too. Like they really did a good job with these. And like, just look at all that hair. These are really, really fun to paint, by the way. Everything's really big and thick. We got the teeth here. A little bit of the bottom one. Fingers look good. Sadly, there was a mold line right across the fingers. That is unfortunate. Don't put a mold line there. Why would you do that? Look at this, the pinky slightly out here. That's funny. Great hand sculpts. Clothing came out really good. Jacket rim looks really nice. It's not too thick. Like it's just the right amount there. Headband looks good. My oldest daughter really liked this one with the little laptop computer. This looks slightly bent. Right, this lid does. I might change that a little bit. And the detail on the keys are very negligible, but it's technically there. Again, love this actually has like an eyelid and the mouth here, the little hint of a nose. Fingers, individual fingers. Man, these are really, really good. Like, I'm really impressed with these. Texture on the hair looks good. Earring on the ears look good. Eyebrows look good. Star came out well. All right, then we have her here, and again, I love the face up here. There's a little bit of a post, looks like right here. Kind of odd, but is what it is. I like that it's resting right against her cheek, though, and it's sculpted that way, too. It looks really nice. This single piece here, a little unfortunate, but I think it'll work. Maybe, I don't know. It might look a little weird being skinned there. Belt loop feed looks good there. Yeah, these again are all cool. Look at the tail on this guy. Yeah, these are just awesome. Great texture. Very, again, chunky. Just very well assembled and sculpted and designed. And these will just be a blast to paint. I'm excited for these. These are really cool. All right. I think I've kind of pretty much looked at them all. I'm happy with it. Again, the divots in here are just fine. Okay, that's it for the core box. Let's take a look at some of these expansions. All right, let's actually start with the Space Marauders, which are the tongue-in-cheek Kickstarter expansions that typically go on, you know, whether it's Tron or the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy or Star Trek or whatever it is that they're ripping off of. Just kind of the cult classics that you're kind of looking forward to. And again, it looks like, you know, they have Princess Leia here. And is this the guy from Galaxy Quest? Looks like him. Anyway, a lot of different ones in here. So let's go ahead and open it up. Take a look. See what we got here. All right. And again, trays here. That's kind of fun. And even more campaign sheets. This is some other campaign, but it looks of it. Cool, I'll take it. This looks like the same system that they did for Death May Die, and I wasn't actually a huge fan of it, but we'll see. We'll see. Got some more cards here, nice and bent. And then all of the character cards and whatnot here. Put it that way just to make myself feel a little bit better. And lids. Lids. I'm happy with lids. And tape! I'm not happy with tape. Why? How is it going to open up in the box? Why do you hate me so much? Tape there. Tape there. I seriously, I've never seen, because I always obviously open up the tape, and then I store it vertically, right? And I've never had a lid just like pop off or something to where I felt like tape was necessary. I will never understand the tape. Okay. So, now we have some minis. Let's see some of these big ones. Look at that guy. I love how big these guys are. And it's great. Zoom in a little bit. Love the eye, the little eyelid here, a little bit of drool. The armor looks cool. That's just fun. This guy has a really, really cool head. And I guess tentacle legs? He looks like he's not quite, I don't know if he's supposed to be straight. He's a little off, but maybe that's on purpose. Oh man, some of these guys are just cool. Great, great solid details here. Just all around. All the details are really good. Oh, I love his mouth open and stuff like that. The depressed robot doesn't actually look super depressed. With this. He should be slouching. I feel like his head should be a little bit down. Definitely one of the more unique miniatures here. Love the hair. Oh, that's fantastic. All the eye sculpt here looks good. One of the less chibi ones, too. Oh, man. See, my kids are going to love so many of these. Love the hair. Again, all the details are really good. Look at the hair on this one. That is fun. That'll destroy your brush, though. Don't use a brush you like on that one. It looks super cool painted, though. I really like that. Her mouth is closed, actually, which is pretty unique, and a lot of these are open. Yeah, we got a ton. A great ear sculpt. A little patch there. I'm assuming this is on purpose. Again, I could check the art. The full art, I do appreciate that. I love the hand behind the back. Again, fingers look good. The whole jacket is a separate piece, and it looks great. Especially this kind of brim right here. Very well done there. Some of these poses are quite nice. And it's not that hard, it seems. Just, what, 2 pieces to get this kind of pose, which is nice. The discs look good. Again, mold lines are actually great. They're like not even there. There's your Princess Leia, and again, separate piece for the cape, and it turned out really good. I'm glad they're doing multiple pieces. Head was a separate piece as well. A lot of these are like that. A lot of these are really good. Gosh, I like the hair on a lot of these. Now we're seeing here. Okay, let's look at. Actually, no, this looks kind of interesting. Look at his head, all bubbly and nasty. See, sometimes it looks to me like. Do you see the difference in the head size? Now, I don't know how on purpose that is, but that kind of bothers me. Like, these are different levels of chibi, right? This is a huge head. This is kind of a big head, but not the same. And it's not just, him. It's like, even that seems a bit different. Right? I mean, some of it's maybe hair. Or helmet. But I mean, even like their mouths just seem different sizes. Oh, okay, you're gonna fall. Anyway, it's whatever. I kind of felt that, and I looking at it more and more, and some of these heads, I mean, like, his head's supposed to be big, right? So, and then, of course, you got the enemies here. You got the freaking Terminator, dude. Look at that. That is awesome. That's a cool one. Love it. He's gonna look great painted, too. Or you got the Vogons from the movie with their, whatever the heck these gun things were they were shooting. That is, oh, man. My wife's gonna get a kick out of that one. That one's great. I love it. Oh, look, he's got kind of a little bandana thing going on here. And again, look at the expression on the face. It's awesome. This is barely sculpted, though. No, he's got some very chiseled arms there. Yeah, these guys are fun. Like all their weapons. Oh, here's like a Thorne Trooper. So it looks like some of these are like from the expansion. Is that the same from the expansion? I guess we'll find out. Oh, look at the cape. Again, I love the capes. The capes they did a really good job on. I like the connection here that it has too. Oh, this is like a Boba Fett kind of style kind of guy, huh? So he's got the antenna and the jetpack. I see. All right, that's it for expansion, or that's it for the Kickstarters. Let's go on to an expansion. All right, let's go in and start with the Armada. I love the green here, by the way. And again, all the art on these boxes just seems actually really well done. I actually quite like it. Okay, cut right there. Let's see if we can cut right here. There we are. And pull it away. Look at that. Surgical precision. That's what I'm all about here in this channel. It's perfection. Alright. In case you didn't see it there, it's also right here. They cram that in. Oh, no, not on that side. Okay, so you got another rule book and some tiles. Guess we'll open up for the tiles. Oh, that might be the ship or whatever. There's like some kind of ship that you're on. Isn't that the one where there's like this pirate ship? I'm just making stuff up. Oh, come on. These exact, there we go, sized ones are always annoying. Okay, so some more. This looks like the exact same as last one. Maybe not, because that looks a little different, perhaps. Some tiles, and here is the ship, I think. Maybe not. I think so. Again, it's been a while. Alright, so we'll go ahead and just set that over there. We got the tiles. Love the art. All the little tubes going everywhere and stuff. There's a very different feel to it. This is maybe barely noticeable. I mean, I guess not barely. Barely is kind of exaggeration. And we have filler. This is dumb. I don't like this. We got some filler in case you get bored there, I guess. And some minis. Yeah, anyway. Why couldn't you make it just slightly higher and then just put these over it like this? And then these over it like this. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it didn't need to be this thick at all. This is a not as big of an expense. It looks bigger than it really is. Right? Here, if you were to take this off and take this off. So you have this, right? And it's even. All you need to do is add this little bit of height here, and you could have it where you're getting rid of this whole part here. This whole part doesn't need to be here, right? You would have the cards right here. You would have this right here, and you're done. This might make it... No, this would be the same too, right? So that would work. All this would work. You could do it. Not wasting my box space. I have so many games at this point. I need the shelf space. I don't need you taking it up with fake big boxes. And I hate these style of boxes because they always like get all bent and ruined. Okay, big guy first. Yep, gotta look at the shark crab dude. Again, this is, I love this. I love the teeth and the nostrils and the kind of the scars on them and the texture. All that is just super, super cool. They have done something where all the texture almost looks kind of like clay. And I've noticed they've been doing that. Great, tiny texture here. Like it's probably almost too. You can't dry brush it, but it's there. A little bit of a pour spout damage here where they poured the plastic. Assembly looks good, and the fact that it goes to his mechanical arms, so it's an easily excused separator anyway. That works as well. He has no nipples. I don't know if sharks have nipples. I guess at this point they have abs, so why not? All right, then you got the pirate guy. I like his different eyes here. His mouth is funny. Great texture here. Good layering. Hat looks cool. Fairly good assembly here. Maybe a little bit of gap fill here is what I'll do, but otherwise pretty good. I like his peg leg. This all looks good. Get the 2 new heroes. Again, teeth are showing up well. Hair's done pretty well. There's a little bit of an assembly. I mean, I think once painted it'll look okay, but there's a little tiny bit of a gap there. That being said, great texture on the pants and the armor and pretty much everything else, but it's what you'd expect. And again, I like how some of these people are just bigger. These big, thick weapons here, like the bandana, the chin. It cracks me up, actually. It barely looks like he's holding this, though. Like it looks like that's about to fall. Alright, then you got these bad guys. Again, with the unique... There's a lot of unique hairstyles here, which I like. Muscle definition is good. You see the veins on there. He looks crazy with his eyes. He looks insane. I love the tattered sleeves there, though. That's really good. And then lastly, we got these guys here, which just look kind of goofy. Again, I do like the separate eyes, though, I suppose. They don't look scary at all, though. All right, so that's that expansion. We'll move on to the next one. Okay, now we have the Aliens expansion, otherwise known as the Thinneth expansion, or Invasion, whatever. And this just has some aliens. Why not fight them? Open this up. This is not as good of a box, by the way. This is a little bit, you see like this little part here? It's not really coming out. This is not heavy enough. See it on here too. It's just not quite as good of an experience here. Come on. Before they swapped to this style of box, did they try to open it? Like, was that ever an attempt? There. Pick better boxes. My goodness. Or, you know, make a lid. I swear to God. Alright. Again, bent cards. Seems to be a theme here. Trying to put these guys back, maybe. Am I missing one? Here he is. You know, a lid would go a long way here. Okay. So, starting things out with the face hugger. Looks lovely. I like how it's like really fat. It's even like a chibi and it doesn't even have a head. And you have the whittle babies that are actually kind of adorable. I mean, you know, minus the, you know, rows of razor sharp teeth. Then you have the toddlers. These are like the I guess like maybe like a 5-year-old kids. What they almost look like. Much bigger head. I actually really dig the huge head here. And some more fingy style teeth. And then whatever the heck these are on the side. Looks like it started to wear clothes too. Looks like is that like a cloth there? I don't know. And then finally we have the queen herself, and love the layers here. Again, the teeth look good. Ridges inside the mouth. That's a nice touch. I I don't like the hands like that. Like, it's just kind of a weird... I think it should be more clawed out versus clawed up. And they're both like that. This is tilted a little bit, but otherwise it's the exact same hand. If this shifted a little bit that way, it'd be the exact same as this. Ideally, you would have moved a finger or something that wasn't quite so even. The super long tail is actually kind of cool, though. I do really dig that. A little bit of assembly problem where they didn't quite stick it in enough. So there's a little bit of a post coming out, so it doesn't just bulb out. It has this like weird straight post thing here. Yeah, so this one's actually kind of hit or miss, but the other ones I think are pretty good. I think overall it's really cool, and that's like all you get. You just get some cards and you get some more enemy types, some more variety. So let's go ahead and move. The last one, the Thorne Troopers, i.e. Star Wars in a box. All right. Looks like they have the same kind of crappy box system, so I'll probably struggle with this one as well. And in fact, considering I just tipped it upside down and I guarantee there's not a lid, they're probably all disorganized now anyway. I swear they don't even try. Like, when they got the white box, did they think this was okay? I don't know. Again, very, very warped cards. This is just a thing with these. They're all super warped. And you got the Thorne Trooper. Again, I actually really like the lines here. All that looks good. The gun looks really good here. And the way he's like running, I think is really nice too. That's actually super cool. I like that. Yeah, I mean, all of it looks straight. Oh, I thought this maybe looked a little bent, but it actually looks pretty good. Then we have the more commando style guys. Though they look like bear ears, this looks like a teddy bear face to me. I don't know if it's supposed to look that way. That's how I see it anyway. Assembled good. All the lines are good. The stubby little child hands are good. And then we have the Captain Phasma kind of looking one here with the flowing cape. Sadly, though, it's very, very damaged at the pour spout here. That's actually really unfortunate. I'll try and actually putty this up to see if I can't make it look smooth. I bet I can. If not, I might actually ask for a replacement, because this is actually... I mean, I specifically bought these expansions because I like how they look, and this cape is very cool, and it'd be kind of crappy to have it broken there, but I bet I can get it fixed. No problem there. Again, this negative space is cool and all, but it's going to be very hard to paint. One of the nice things about assembling your own miniatures. Then you have the Darth Vader guy himself, dark helmet kind of looking dude here. Again, with the cape and this huge helmet. Everything, all the lines are very, very good. I like the little kind of holstered gun. Just adds a little bit to there. This right here seems a little soft to me, but I bet it'll show up okay. And then finally you have the chicken walker. And again, he looks... Oh, I'd say he looks cool. This looks a little weird. It's like a little nub. But I think it's probably one of those like lights. Yeah, I think they do a lot of lights here. But otherwise, I like how it's pointing down and kind of to the side here. This is like just enough texture for me, I think, to be okay with. Though this is very, very small. Painted, it'll look fine though. The lines are good there. I'm assuming this is on purpose. This is like some general battle damage. There is a mold line right across the front, but I think we'll be able to clean it up fine. And then the barrels, looks like this one might be a little bent. And it looks like these two are not drilled in the same. So see how these are drilled in and this is not. But, you know, definitely nitpicking there. Otherwise, I think it looks very good. Okay, that is all the minis. Let's go ahead and meet back up at the round table where I show all these up real nice and close, and we'll talk there.
Alright, here's all the heroes in the main box, and as you can see, the detail on them is quite good. If there's one thing I've noticed lately with CMON, it's that a lot of their miniatures have a very clay-like look to it, like they are actual sculptures. They got a tiny bit of a texture to it. I don't know if it's just a different method that they're doing in the casting, or if they're just trying to prove that these were perhaps not made digitally, but instead, out of like a clay, like a lot of other miniatures are, or I don't know exactly what, but there's a slight texture to a lot of it, which is both cool and not. It's cool because it gives it a very unique kind of interesting, I don't know, a very art kind of look to it. But it is noticeable, though I don't think it is when painted. I think it's all too subtle. It's just something, especially when you're just picking up the miniature and really looking at it. I think you can kind of tell. But the depth of the characters are really good. The depth of the details, I think, is quite good. It's right probably at the border of what I would like when it comes to detail mount. Where if there's too many details because it's short of paint, right? I think they're kind of right there. But otherwise, I mean, they all look fun. They actually have some pretty unique and interesting sculpts. A lot of it has to do with the facial expressions more than anything. I'm going to talk about that a little bit later, but for now, I think even if you're just kind of standing there, your facial expression can matter a lot. Even the visor guy, you can tell he's his eyebrow wrinkles, right? His brow wrinkles where his eyebrows are kind of being pushed together. Just give a sense of it, whether it's the eye shape, whether it's the teeth or the mouth or whatever it is. I think they are doing a good job giving them all a lot of character. And here are the bad guys in the core box. And again, I mean, the facial expressions, I think, really just sell it. Whether you're elated that you're shooting these squirt gun looking things, whether you're angry but you still look like Mike Wazowski from Monsters, Inc., whether you're a surprised robot or just a dumbfounded dumb alien thing. I mean, they did a really good job. And again, a lot of it is the eye expression. Chibis can do that a lot. I say a lot that if you haven't painted a 75mm miniature, you should. Chibis give that kind of sense at a smaller scale. When you have a lot of space to do a lot of different painting techniques and stuff like that, it's actually kind of nice. So again, I'm actually okay with it. I'm not always in the mood for chibis, but I'm not against them either, especially if they have as much fun characters as these. I think this is, again, just really, really cool, and I really like it. Anyway, I think they did a great job with the texture on the skin. Particularly, I think it's great that it's not just uniform and smooth, that there are little bumps or divots and stuff like that. And again, detail-wise, I think it's right there at exactly what I would want to see. All right, next up is the Armada, and you get 2 new heroes and then some enemies, and so here they are. And again, the expression on the miniature faces tell the whole story. It's not even so much their position, right? CMON typically does a lot of single cast sculpts or 2 cast sculpts with a lot of these heads. They actually did 2 or 3, depending on all the jackets and stuff like that. That guy's hair is separate. I believe his arms are separate as well. That's why it's in front of his body. They did a lot of multi-piece stuff here, which is great, though with the chibi, they tend to be a little stubby, kind of like original Dragon Ball versus Dragon Ball Z, and how, it's hard to have a kid, really have a dynamic range of motion, but the expression and then the character from that, I think it just is really good. Also, a giant crab shark cyborg thing. I mean, why not? Unique setting. I don't have any miniatures like this, whether it's a sci-fi game or not. These are super unique, and that's another reason why I got it. Also, look at that strap on that gun. Look at the strap. You remember how a lot of times if you don't do the multi-piece, you get that thick line and the strap looks silly? That's a good strap. I like that strap. Good job on the strap, come on. All right, next up is the aliens, and again, one of the things I really like is how much of these miniatures fill up their base, to the point where there's not a whole lot left. So as it evolves, you see it just pretty much covers up the base, takes it all, even starts overlaying it a little bit so it's poking out from on top of the base, which I think is cool, whether it's the tail, whether it's the arm, whether it's actually a little bit of the head. It's really, really good. You can see a little bit of bent bases, but not enough to actually give it any sort of wobble. I didn't notice anything until looking at it super close like that, but as you can see, the base is bent there a little bit. I mean, with this mini miniatures, it does tend to happen. It's a little unfortunate. I would have liked to see perfect bases 100%. And again, the fact that the bases are completely flat is still a bummer. I think they're kind of falling a little bit behind in that department. They need to start getting with the times and putting at least a little bit of a texture there. Even if that's just the canvas that we base on, it is better than nothing. And anybody who doesn't like it can always cut it off. Next up, we have the Star Wars minis, and again, I think it turned out great. I think the assembly ended up good. The Chicken Walker, I think, is a bit plain for all the detail that they put on the characters and all the detail that they cram out of those little things. It just seems really, really plain. And I don't mean that I want a whole bunch of patchwork on it or anything like that. But adding a little bit more bolts to it or something, or vents, or I just think they could have made it a little bit more interesting. Additionally, I think the back of the gun looks a little kind of iffy to me, a little wishy-washy perhaps. But otherwise, I think it's good. Like, okay, you see the legs. You see how the legs have detail. They have multiple things, and they have hydraulics and all that kind of stuff. And then the entire top half, it's a little boring to me. But the other guys are great. I like them. And overall, I like the design. I like that it's looking to the side and kind of angled down, that the legs aren't, perfectly symmetrical and all that kind of stuff I love. So I don't mean to complain too much, but I would have liked a little bit more on that head of it. All right, we're almost done now. Here's a whole bunch of enemies from the Kickstarter exclusives. You gotta love the Vogon. That's just great. I love it. Any Hitchhiker the Guide of the Galaxy is fine with me. And then, of course, we have the Terminator as well, and a whole bunch of other Joe characters. I think they did a great job of giving pupils where it made sense, and whether that be an innie or an outie, like a belly button. It all makes sense on how they and why they did it. Poses generally pretty okay. He's a little symmetrical for my taste, but the rest of his mini I think makes up for it. And otherwise, these guys are actually pretty good. I might be a little over the Mike Wazowski miniatures. I think they may have overdone a little bit. The guy in armor is pretty good because he's a little different, but otherwise I think there's a few too many of those as an alien race goes, but otherwise I think they're all really, really cool. All right, now the first batch of Kickstarter exclusive heroes, and I think this is the better batch. Princess Leia looks great, of course, and the texture on that hair, I love it. The fact that there are eyebrows and eyelashes and the little tiny who noses, and they did a really good job doing these minis, and I'm really happy with them. The inside of her hair isn't quite as good, but otherwise I'm pretty sold with it, and most of them have some pretty interesting poses, which I kind of like. I will say that I think the next batch suffers a little bit from just being a little kind of too like normal command stuff, a little too plain perhaps. But otherwise, yeah, all of this I think looks really, really cool. And I like these. Look at the glowering face. Again, this is good. And those straps, like on the guns and stuff, they turned out great. All the capes are good. They did a really good job with these. Here are the last of the Kickstarter exclusives, and again, a lot of these are really good. The cape's good. All the helmets turned out good. The Tron guy has probably the most dynamic pose of the bunch, and he's definitely hanging off the base everywhere and all that. Again, they did really good with the helmets and all that. Once you get into these characters, they're more just kind of standing there, kind of posing for a picture, as opposed to being actiony, and they're a little plain. Like all their feet look. If you look at all three of their legs, they all look the same. It looks like they're the exact same legs on each one, and that's just, I guess, kind of a bummer. Because especially compared to all the others, I think they did such a good job either capturing the style or giving them personality, and then you have three that are just kind of standing there. A little bit of a bummer, but you know what? 3 out of this batch ain't bad. I'm not too bummed about it. I think I got a pretty good deal here for some miniatures that are pretty unique. Also, that gun right there, a little plain. It just seems a little flat. The detail's there, but I think a lot of it's going to be my painting that pops it out more than the kind of... it looks like it's a big, rectangle with just the stuff kind of on the outside, as opposed to maybe something made of multiple pieces. But again, maybe this is me grasping for straws here. I don't know. Either way, I'm happy with them. Let me know what you guys think about this style. Are you guys into chibi miniatures? I don't know. So thanks so much for watching. Thanks to my patrons. Thanks to all of you. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys soon about some Kickstarter stuff.